Hello everyone, it is time for deck of panning. This is my favorite project pan, so I look forward to this video all month long, and it is finally here. We get to pull some new cards today. If you are not aware, this project was created by Emily from Emily and Max. She was inspired by a booktuber named Books with Maddi, who used a deck of cards to gamify her to be read pile, and we're basically just doing the same thing with our makeup collections. I will link Emily, Maddi, and the game board, which Emily shuffles for us every month, down in the description box below. It sounds more complicated than it is. Emily really explains it really well on her channel, so if you want to participate, go watch her videos. So last month, I had two products that were rolling over from the previous month. One of them was my NARS Narcissist palette. This is a beautiful face palette that I rolled in back in January because I drew the prompt in it for the long haul. And this face palette is so useful and versatile that I felt comfortable rolling it in for 50 uses. Now 50 uses is a much higher usage goal than I generally go for. I mostly do go for usage goals with this project because I really like being able to shop my stash every month and pull new products. I love the variety, and my biggest goal with my panning projects is to make sure I touch every piece of makeup in my collection over the course of a year. And I have a pretty big makeup collection, so I really don't focus so hard on finishing individual products so much as I do getting use out of everything. And the usage goals in this project really help me do that. So generally speaking, I will use the number of the card that I draw to determine how many uses that I am going to aim for with that product. This was the exception because it was the prompt in it for the long haul. I chose the 50 uses, and as of my last update, we were about halfway there. I think we were at 25 or 26 uses. Since that update, I have only used it an additional 9 times. Not a ton of use over the course of a month, but I have been focusing really hard on some products in other projects, and I'm really okay with continuing to have this in the project for the next couple of months, or how long it will take me to finish this up. At this point, so if we had 25 uses last time, we're at 34 uses now. So I really only need another 16 uses to get to my goal on this one. That is feasible for the next month. We'll see. We'll see if I'm able to make that happen. It's a lot of uses for a single month for me because I don't wear makeup every single day. And lately I have not been reaching for bronzer a lot. I have kind of been foregoing bronzer, which is unusual for me. I'm usually kind of a bronzer blindness kind of girl, but I have been going without it lately. And as far as the blushes go, I haven't been reaching for the blushes a ton either because I purchased about 5 new blushes over the last 6 weeks or so. And I've been having so much fun playing with those ones that I really haven't been dipping into this one too much. So let me tell you which ones I used and how many uses I got. Okay, so I used this 9 times. I reached into both the Laguna bronzer, and I think this is called their Paloma. Yeah, Paloma. They call it a contour blush. And I really enjoy mixing the two of these because I feel like this contour blush really cools down Laguna, which is a little bit golden for my cool olive undertone, but the two of them together make a really nice bronzer on my skin tone. I have also gone into the sculpting shade, not the sculpting shade. I have gone into the highlight shade. This is a matte highlight. I love a good matte highlight, and I've gone into that one 4 times. As far as the blushes go, again, I haven't used the blushes a ton. I have used each of these twice, and I have used each of these once for a total of 9 uses for the whole palette. So yeah, we have 16 uses to go. That might happen by the next update. Sorry about my voice. I just filmed another video. My voice is a little tired. I may be able to get the 16 uses done before the next update, but if we end up going over into the following month, that's not going to be a huge tragedy either because I really do enjoy this palette. The next one I was thinking I had to roll over was the Dior Backstage Concealer. Okay, quick disclaimer here, guys. Some of these products I'm talking about, I'm gonna have to show you pictures of because I have a project going on. Oh, listen, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. Suffice to say that part of my makeup collection is not accessible to me right now. I know I did this last month too, but this is a whole different reason. In any case, I will be pulling my new products this month from the part of my makeup collection that I do have access to at the moment. But the rest of these products, I may have to show you pictures of. One of those products I need to show you a picture of is the Dior Backstage Concealer. I thought I thought this was rolling over to this month, but no, I finished it. I finally finished it. It was for the prompt mini or sample, and it was one of those kind of bubble blister pack samples. I'll show you a picture of the empty package right here, assuming I can find it. Assuming I have not already thrown it away. Gosh, I hope I didn't. No, I did not throw it away. I will show you a picture of the empty packaging here. And yeah, that took me a while because there was quite a lot of product in that little blister pack. I want to say I got 9 uses out of it the first month that I had it rolled in, and I got another 8 uses out of it this month. And now it is finally finished and it is rolling out. The next product was for the prompt home. The explanation for that prompt was something that's representative of your home country, that was made in your home country, or that gives you a feeling of comfort like you're at home. And it took me a little bit to figure out what to pull for that, but I finally rolled in this BH Cosmetics Lost in Los Angeles palette. Los Angeles is in the United States, so I felt like that qualified. This is how she looks on the inside. This is a very colorful pastel palette. It's super fun. I don't go into it a ton, but it is really fun to have when I'm looking for a bright pop of color. And I actually managed to create some new looks with this using shadows that I hadn't really combined before. I actually got a couple of really easy natural eyeshadow looks out of this, which looking at it, you don't think that that's going to be what you're going to find here, but I had a lot of fun with this. The shadow that I love the most out of this one is this white matte, but I really challenged myself over this last month for each of the 5 uses, because I rolled it in for 5 separate uses, to make sure I didn't just go for that white matte. I really tried to use as many of these shadows as I could, and I would like to tell you that I kept track, but I didn't. I know that this blue here is one of my favorites. I love to do it with a brown smoky eye and just pop it on the inside there. I love the white shade for a bright inner corner highlight. I sometimes pair it up with this blue in order to make the blue lighter. I can do that with any of these shades here. I can combine it with the white in order to get a brighter shade. I found that I can add this pink here to any other pink look that I put on that kind of goes a little warmer than I want it to. I can cool it down with this one. That was a very nice discovery because I do find a lot of pinks do end up pulling warmer on me than I would like them to. This is how I made my soft easy look. I had this one in the crease and then I used this shimmery one on the lid. It's super pretty. All of these shadows are just so nice and the formula is fabulous. This is an old palette. BH Cosmetics has not been around for a while. I know that there are some of you who probably wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole at this point, but I'm going to be buried with this palette, okay? And I probably use it the day before I'm buried. I'm going to have my children or grandchildren give it to the funeral. Okay. Too far, Rebecca, too far. I love this palette is what I'm saying. It is in great condition. There has been no change in the color or the formula or anything that would give me an indication that this was no longer safe to put on my eyes. But even when it does cross whatever threshold I have of where I'm comfortable putting it on my eyes, once it does get past that point, I'm going to still keep it. I'm never getting rid of this. Never getting rid of this palette. All of my BH Cosmetics palettes that I have right now, I have decluttered a few. But the ones that I have right now, I don't think I'm ever going to let them go, to be honest. Maybe in 10 years. We'll see. We'll see. They might end up going into my makeup memory box, which I don't count as part of my collection because I don't put those on my face. I actually have the lipstick I wore on my wedding day in that box. I don't want to tell you how long ago that was, but according to my statistics on this channel, it is longer than some of you have been alive. So anyway, I'm not wearing that lipstick. I'm not putting that on my face. And so this might eventually go into that box. Wow, that was a long aside. That one was in for 5 uses and I completed all 5 uses. I actually have used, I think, the white shade a couple more times after that 5 uses was done. Just a great palette all around. Then I had a really fun prompt called Out of Your Hands. That's when you allow someone else to choose the makeup product that you're going to be working on for you. And I've gotten this prompt twice, and both times I had my husband choose for me. Last month, I had him choose just from the products I had taken with me on the little trip that we were on. So there in the hotel room, I just had him randomly pick one, which he did here. And he picked my Huda Beauty Girls Trip lipstick. I actually think that's in my purse. Got it. Okay, this is the the Girls Trip lipstick. This is what she looks like. This is just such a pretty cool pink lipstick. This I had rolled in for 6 uses and I have used it 6 times. Then I pulled the prompt non-makeup product, and for that I rolled in a little skincare duo. My tranexamic acid serum here and my L-ascorbic acid powder from The Ordinary, which I combined to make my own custom vitamin C serum. Now I thought I had more uses in that tranexamic acid serum. It had been a while since I picked it up. I only got like a use and a half out of it. I'm gonna go ahead and count it as 2 uses. But it was really kind of a use and a half. So in order to get the rest of the uses on this L-ascorbic acid serum, I had to switch to my Tear Milky Toner. And I have been mixing this with that toner. It's not my favorite way to do it. The toner just doesn't have as much viscosity as I kind of want a serum to have, but it got the job done. I finished the serum and I managed to get the rest of my uses out of the L-ascorbic acid powder. Really like this stuff. I am just about done with this as well. And I have already ordered a new one. I love being able to mix my own vitamin C serum because I know it hasn't gone off. I know because I've just made it. I can also tweak the strength of it because my neck cannot handle as strong a vitamin C serum as my face can. My face can take anything. Neck, not so much. Okay, so that is all my products and we get to pull 4 new cards. I have got my cards here. Gotta find the Joker. Where's the Joker? I don't want to double my chances here of getting the Joker. If we pull the Joker, I have to, that's associated with the prompt, are you joking? And I have to choose something that I don't want to pan for one reason or another. And I have pulled the Joker a few times. And I'd really rather not, okay? Oh, shoot. I didn't even show you putting the Joker in. Okay, here, we're going to put it in and then shuffle some more. So this is my red Joker. Just going in the pack. Shuffle it a little bit more. And we'll just see how lucky I get. Okay, we're just going to pull off the top here. The first one, the 7 of clubs. Second, the 10 of spades. The 5 of hearts. One more, the 8 of diamonds. Okay, we managed to avoid the Joker. Hooray. Let's pull up the game board and we'll take a look at the prompts. Okay, you guys, this is the game board for Deck of Panning this month. And the first card I drew was the 7 of clubs, which is pretty packaging. Okay, I have plenty of pretty packaging. Some things I bought for the packaging alone, so I'm sure I will be able to find something. Next, I pulled the 10 of spades, which is chopping block. Oh, that's interesting. Next, I have the 5 of hearts, which is a wish list dupe. Oh, a dupe for something on my wish list, or something that was on my wish list before I got the dupe. Ooh, I know what that's going to be. Okay, I'm so excited. Okay. The 8 of diamonds is out of your hands. I got out of your hands again. Oh my goodness. I need to go pick my products. I'm so excited. I will be back. Hey guys, obviously this is day 2 of this video. My poor little girl, she was just so over it. She was ready for bed, she was beside herself, and so I had to go and be mama. But obviously I wanted to come back and share with you the products that I picked. First, I pulled the 7 of clubs, and that was for the prompt pretty packaging. And listen, I have so many options for that. I am a little bit of a packaging. It is important to me what the packaging looks like. Obviously, I want the product inside the packaging to be fantastic, and that is the most important thing, but I can't lie, I really am attracted to pretty packaging, and it can, on occasion, sway me towards a purchase. And that was definitely the case with this little lipstick from MAC. This was a limited edition packaging. I actually think the color inside, this is Timeless Taupe. I think that was also limited edition. It is in their matte formula, and the lipstick is really nice. I remember at the end of last year, which is when they came out with this, I was in the MAC store swatching it, hoping that the color was something that I could make work, because I 100% was gonna buy one of these lipsticks. If I ever finish this lipstick, or if I ever have to declutter this lipstick, I am absolutely going to be keeping the packaging and maybe putting something of my own in it. This is just, do you see this? Look how gorgeous this is. In my opinion, this is probably the prettiest packaging MAC has ever come out with. It reminds me of one of those beetles. what are they called? Those really iridescent beetles. So pretty. Anyway, so I am rolling this in for the Prompt Pretty packaging, and I am going to be using it 7 times. Then I pulled the 10 of spades, and that was for the Prompt chopping block. For that, I'm pulling in this little grungy looking palette from Profusion. This is their smoky palette. I have had it for an age, and it is so well loved. It is one of the most well loved palettes in my collection. I have probably about 70 eyeshadow palettes, and I really like to switch it out a lot. So for me to have a pan, much less 2 pans in one palette, that's kind of a big deal. So this is such a nice palette, and it's Profusion. I spent like $10 on this thing, but these shadows were beautiful. I attempted to declutter it last year, finally chickened out. I couldn't do it, but to be honest, I haven't really used it a ton since then, so it might need to leave my collection. So I want to take this opportunity to use it again, kind of gather my thoughts about it and decide whether or not this is something that needs to be decluttered this year, or if it still has a place in my collection. So I am going to be rolling this in no pan left behind style, which is how I'm dealing with most of my eyeshadow palettes in projects this year, in the interest of being able to get through more of them. Then I pulled the 5 of Hearts, which was for, I think the prompt was wish list dupe. The point of the prompt was to roll in something that is a dupe for something that is or was on your wish list before you purchase the dupe. So for that, I am rolling in another eyeshadow palette. This is the Alter Ego Luster Charm eyeshadow palette, and this is a dupe for the Pat McGrath Divine Rose eyeshadow palette, which I have wanted for a very, very long time. I have managed so far to talk myself out of it simply because I have this dupe. This color story is just gorgeous. It leans on the warmer side, but these are warmer tones that I actually do really enjoy on my eyelids. I still am tempted to pick up the Pat McGrath Divine Rose simply because I'm in love with Pat McGrath's formulas, her mattes, her shimmers, everything. And while Alter Ego has a very nice formula, it cannot hold a candle to Pat's formulas. The only thing that makes me hesitate, however, is that she has since taken all of her special shades out of her mothership palettes. That means any new palette, any new Divine Rose palette that I pick up will not have her special shades in it. So that kind of makes it a little less enticing for me, I guess, even though I really do love her mattes as well. So I don't know, one of these days I may end up picking up the Divine Rose Mothership palette. But until then, I have this beautiful little dupe from Alter Ego, which I will also be rolling in no pan left behind. Last, for the second month in a row, I drew the Out of Your Hands prompt. That is the prompt where you have somebody else choose the product that you will be panning. And I usually have my husband help me with this particular prompt. And so what I did this time is I randomly, with my eyes closed, picked a couple of products out of every drawer in my collection. Not necessarily every category, but every drawer. And with the exception of eyeshadow palettes. I feel like we've got 2 eyeshadow palettes in this month already. That is enough. So I omitted eyeshadow palettes, and then I took that selection of products and I let him choose from them. So I will put in that footage now. Just pick one. I mean, it can be random, or you can pick one that's pretty.
Oh, okay.
So he picked this. This is my Pat McGrath cheek palette. It's called the Divine Blush and Glow Cheek Palette in the shade Nude Venus. It has 4 beautiful matte blushes. These are so gorgeous, and it has the most divine highlighter right here. Now, my preferred way to use this highlighter is mixing them in with these matte blushes to create a glowy blush, which I do prefer. And they are beautiful on the cheeks, so I'm really excited to use this. I'm going to roll it in for 8 uses. And those are the products I'm going to be working on over the next month. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.